My favorite part of being an American is knowing that if I get rich enough one day, I could just pay off everybody and I could do whatever the hell I want. Did you guys see that press meeting, or it was like a cabinet meeting this morning? Let's take a look at it, shall we?
Your memo and release yesterday with Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for an American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the death?
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about
You see
Jeffrey
how,
Epstein?
hold on, I gotta pause, because you see how quickly Trump swooped in? He didn't let Bondi answer right away, because he's trying to set the stage of what he wants her to say, so she knows that he doesn't want her to say much on this. So kind of keep your mouth shut, Pam. Now let's look what he says.
This guy's been talked about for years.
Wow, are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Holy cow. Yeah, and we will be for a long time. In fact, I'll make it my mission to never let you guys forget about Jeffrey Epstein, because it is absolutely unfair. And this coming from Trump, who made it seem while he was on the campaign trail like, yeah, I'm open to it. Remember, I'm open to it. It's probably harder to do than others because people are still alive. Yeah, so what, you want to wait till you and everybody else is dead? I mean, I don't understand this guy at all. His entire cabinet is a fraud, all right? Pam Bondi's a fraud, Kash Patel is a fraud. They're all frauds. And it's very disappointing to see this. Absolutely one of the worst PR moves ever in the history of his presidency. He's now changed the tide on him. People do not trust anything else he's saying at this point. But let's.
You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some
Pause,
of the
because
greatest...
when she says, I don't mind answering, guess what that's about? She's had time to work with her PR team, her lawyers, and everybody, and how she's going to word this and weasel her way out of it. She's a coward, all right? Pam Bondi's a coward. She had to do this at a cabinet White House meeting because she didn't want to face the press like a normal person. She put Caroline Levitt up there to do her bidding for her yesterday because she was too ashamed to come out herself and state what it is. We're dropping all of this. There's nothing to see here. Go home. Unbelievable.
Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened.
Do you see where he said what happened in Texas? Remember yesterday I did a video and I said that this timing is key. And what we're hearing is that the money is key. The money about this Epstein thing is probably one of the biggest things that people should really be asking questions about, but no one seems to be asking questions about it. And of course, this is the video part where she now starts to explain the minute and why, you know, she said what she said in those earlier interviews about 10,000 pages and documents and things she has, that basically she's backtracking. Let's just add this to a long list of things that still don't make sense, even if you buy into the theory that Jeffrey Epstein was some kind of government informant or asset, maybe gathering intel for international players, possibly even getting protection in return. It still doesn't explain where his fortune came from. Yeah, he had presidents, prime ministers, and billionaires flying out to Epstein Island. Sure, he rubbed elbows with the elites and may have been useful to certain governments. I personally suspect is Israel intelligence involved in this, like Maxwell's father. My gut feeling, because Ghislaine Maxwell's father was a well-known Mossad agent. In fact, that's well known, it's well archived, and you can go look it up. But here's the catch. None of that clarifies how a former teacher, I believe he taught math or finance economics, with no serious Wall Street track record suddenly becomes a multimillionaire who can afford private jets, an entire island, and multiple mansions. He was supposedly an investor, but nobody could point to an actual company, product, or business that he ran. He didn't provide a service. He wasn't selling a damn thing. So where was the cash coming from? Here is my theory. Epstein operated a high-end blackmail ring disguised as an escort or massage operation. He used underage girls and potentially boys to compromise powerful individuals and get them on tape, get dirt, and use that leverage to gain power, favors, and most importantly, money, either stolen, funneled, laundered, or donated under pressure. The financial mystery remains the biggest red flag. People act like he was just some smart investment guy. Please. Bottom line is Epstein didn't act alone. He didn't fund himself. He worked for one or more governments. That's why we'll never get the full story. The man was an enigma by design, and every time we get close, the system moves to shut the door on us. When is it going to stop? When are we going to start standing up to our government? If this continues the way it's going, all of us are going to be the ones held liable for all of the abuse that goes on to not just children and minors, but to women, to men in this world. You guys saw the Abercrombie and Fitch story. You saw how that was just quickly dismissed. He's an old guy. He's not capable of standing trial.
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night.
Backtracking on every single thing she said, and now making excuses for a pedophile, a convicted pedophile. All sorts of rumors around Epstein and what the police in Florida did and how they got him off. This guy was well connected. This just, like I said at the start of this video, if this gives you any hope, the only hope it gives you is that if you get rich enough, if you're a billionaire, you can be as happy as this guy right here. Because they're happy, they know that they've gotten away with it. The billionaires are laughing. They're laughing at poor people because they know that you and I can't do anything about it and won't do anything about it. And we'll just wipe it under the rug and say it's enough and we're good. It's fine. Because we never hold them accountable. Nobody's going out there with pitchforks. No one's complaining. We just go on with it. And most of you are employed by these rich guys. So it's like, well, what are you going to do? At the end of the day, it's a world that we live in.